Happy evening, everyone. Happy Sabbath, Lord. Are you really happy? Can I see your smile? Huh? Can I see again your smile? Again. Happy Sabbath, everyone. Happy Sabbath. Can you shake the hands of your seatmates and say Happy Sabbath? God loves you, so do I. Yeah. God loves you, so do I. Of course. Ang program mga ka-insunan this evening, the program has been started by song service, no? The song service gives us an inspiration to prepare our minds for the worship of the Lord, in which, at this very moment, it has been led by our song leader. Then after her is yours truly, your presiding officer. Then after my part will be our opening song. This opens our program for this evening, and it shall be led by our song leader as well. And after her will be the opening prayer by yours truly. No? Then after my part, after the opening prayer, we'll be doing a music, a song by one of our friends, a child. He named me Kirby Obenya. Then after him will be the message words by kailan naman niya, si Brother Johnny Bird Chakosan. Then, after him will be the closing song. Then, our closing prayer by him as well. Then, mga kaibigan, our song leader is no other than Precious Abandal, and our pianist for tonight is Yana Morales. May we feel God's presence as we worship Him this evening. Now let's give time for the opening song.
For the opening song, the song stand and sing worship for praise God.
Heavenly Father, we gather in your name. Your name be praised for the Son of our Father. Lord, we come unto you as sinners. O God, We pray that you will cleanse our hearts, change our hearts, O Lord, from stony heart into a fresh heart. May the Lord that may you give us, Father, the Spirit that we need. We pray for the Holy Spirit to come over, to come in and fill in our hearts, to fill in our lives. And Lord, we pray that may you guide us, help us, change us from glory to glory. We pray and invite your presence to be upon us tonight, as we are going to worship and receive your blessings and your mercy. Help us, Father, that we may be able to understand your words through your speaker, through your messenger. Please, Father, answer our prayers. Praise we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
So amen for that wonderful message and song. Amen? Okay. So, amazing, kinakabalik na nagtubo dali. So, happy Sabbath, everyone! Happy Sabbath! Yeah? Amazing kayo kay for the whole week, nakapagkakaroon to celebrate the Sabbath day. And so, before we start, I'm asking everyone to please bow down their heads for our word of prayer. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father God in heaven, we'd like to praise you for the Sabbath day, to be able to gather here to worship thy name, for you are indeed our Creator, our Redeemer, and our Savior. And in this very moment, O God, as we learn from your words, help us and cleanse us with all of our unrighteousness, O Lord. May you help us to forget about the worldly things and the worldly matters and everything that is hindering us this moment to hear and to comprehend your words. And may we, dear Lord, I ask you, dear Father, for the fullness of the baptism of the Holy Spirit, dear Father, that may you fill each one of our hearts right now, that you may be able to see in the front of our hearts, and we may be able to know your will and to follow it. And Lord, as I'm going to speak, oh God, may it be, dear Lord, that they may not be able to see me, but they will see you through me. And may the words that will come to my mouth will be from your guidance, O God. And may it be, dear Lord, that we continue to hide me behind the shadow of the cross. And Lord, thank you so much for this wonderful moment that we're able to gather here to praise and to learn more about the truth that we are in, dear Lord. And that's why, thank you so much for your blessing. Thank you so much for hearing our prayers. For this we pray in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. So, why I'm topic is because it talks about doubt. Pagduha-duha. So, my question right now for all of us here, naapabagod sila. Kisa pa karoon hatod karoon na apay pagduha-duha, tasang kamo. Honestly, in our hearts, naapay pagduha-duha. In unsa man ang mga ways. Sa business ba na, sa trabaho ba na, or miskan sa ito ang pagservisyo sa Ginoo, or miskan mabot sa tayo na even the Word of God or the promises of the Lord we doubt. Na ba? Diba? I guess kita siguro tanan. We tend to doubt. So let's discover why. Ano naman magka-doubt ta? And then, what to do with doubt? So, a brief introduction. Before ko naghawag diri, it is a very tough decision for me. It is because discerning sa plano sa Ginoo, discerning the will and the plans of the Lord is not that kind of easy. So, it is very difficult to decide, especially emotionally or out of your impulses. And sometimes we tend to ask God or to doubt, Lord, is this really your way? Is this your plan for me? Mo magiging mo plano? Or sa man yun, sometimes hindi naman kaya as we seek His plan and His will. And so, and I know yun, as He answered my prayer, I'm happy is because hindi ko na nawala ko diri, but my heart still nagaya po diri sa hospital, as in or nagaya po sa home na ako. So, doing right now kami na buhat is that I'm into a full ministry. So, I started as an independent personal ministry with the leading of the Lord and to the support of General Conference by pabagay ginawa ng buhay sa Ginoo, and God is so faithful in bestowing His blessing as long as we are faithful to Him. But di natin naman ngayon as God, as we continue to seek and to go to the leadings of the Lord, yun na mag-package din na yun trials, package din na yun ang mga temptation o mga pagsulay na dagko kayo, especially sa ako dako din ako sa ko is the financial. It's because in ministry, dako kay kailangan po sa kind of ministry nga ako ginahandle karon is dako yung matter money. So, di ko usahay man yan nga sometimes magduha spend kay sometimes ang Ginoo mo require og dako. And then kung question ng Lord, dako ra it's part of gabi growing up yun in ministry, gabi ang pagtubo yun sa faith. So, let's dwell on. Wala sa po ang topic karon. So, what to do with doubt? Ano siya ang topic? So, many, especially those who are young in the Christian life, mga bago pa, are at times troubled with the suggestion of skepticism. So, daghan yun. Biskan siguro dili lang mga bago sa pagtubo, biskan siguro kita nga nagtubo sa Adventist faith, di kaya po man kaya sa tuwag to be skeptic. Tama na ba yun? Ang ay na ba tama ba yung church? Or tama ba yung nilabuhat? Or saan na ba yun ko? Or tama ba yung promise yun ko? Kasi makukampo niya. Wala pa niya answer. So, there are in the Bible many things that they cannot explain or even understand, and Satan employs this to shape their faith in the scriptures as a revelation from God. So, there are things that we don't even scholars did ma-explain ang Bible tanan. Did ma-kuha. It's because as in, grabe yung mysterious ang Bible. And then, ang mga bago sa pagtuo, even as na nagduwi sa pagtuo, cannot really understand. And sometimes, kana siya ng mga area, kana ng mga breaches sa itong kinabuhi, ginaplan ka muna na sa panulay na butangan pa o doubts. Butangan ka ba? Kanigod eh. Alam mo, hindi siya kasabot. So ako, anong bitlon din yung area, hindi siya kasabot. Okay, gani. Nanasugig siya words, pero kulang pa. So muna, tira sa panulay. So, they ask, how shall I know the right way? How shall I know the right way? If the Bible is indeed the Word of God, how can I be freed from these doubts and perplexities? So, kung tinuod man yun ang promises sa Ginoo, masama na ako to be free from these doubts. Masama na ako na makawawaan ng mga questions sa akong mind na sa kadugay na ako pagservisyo, kami ako ka-faithful sa tithes, simba-simba, na naman ako magiging pagduha-duha sa ako, naman ako magiging sa akong kasing-kasing. So, God never asked us to believe without giving sufficient evidence upon which to base our faith. His existence, character, the truthfulness of His words are all established by testimony that appeals to our reason, and His testimony is abundant. So, yet God has never removed the possibility of doubt. Our faith must rest upon evidence, not demonstration. So, God allows these things for us to draw more closer to Him, to study His words heartily, na dili kita magsali sa ang una-una sa atong judgment. So those who wish to doubt will have opportunity, while those who really desire to know the truth will find plenty of evidence on which to rest their faith. So, mo ni siya na in times na I fear doubts sa tuang mind, sa tuang especially sa kung nag-iagian karon sa work man na, sa kung aba ng pamilya, it is a way sa Ginoo for us to draw more closer to Him, that we'll be able to rest our faith and not our feelings to Him. So it is impossible for our finite minds fully to comprehend the character or the works of the Infinite One. So imposible yung kayo na to, especially it's because we are just a created being. Hindi na lang kaya makomprehend ang infinite mind sa Ginoo. Man na, ano pwede masaktan? And why is it na di na ma-explain sa uban na mga mysterious na mga topics sa Bible? To the keenest intellect, the most highly educated mind, the holy being must ever be clothed in mystery. So, cast now that, according to Job 11:7-8, canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? So the Apostle Paul also exclaimed sa Romans 11:33, na, oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of God. how unsearchable are his judgment and his ways past finding out. But though clouds and darkness are around about him, righteousness and judgment are the foundation of his throne. So, grabe good ka, mysterious ang ginagawa because siya na kita maka-answer ang tanan. So, we can so far comprehend his dealings with us and the motives by which he is actuated, that we may discern boundless love and mercy united to infinite power. We can understand as much of his purposes as it is for us, it is for our good to know. And beyond this, we must still trust the hand that is omnipotent, the heart that is full of love. So, whatever circumstances na maagian, whatever trials na, ang naay purpose ang ginawa na, we can comprehend na, like as we go to Job sa iyang story, kung sa ako ito ay nabo, as in lisod po siguro kaayo to have that kind of faith. But, God allows it that we can understand na dapat i-rest nila to ang faith sa iyaha. It's because it is part of His working sa ato ay sa tagsa na we will grow by faith in Him. So, the Word of God, like the character of its divine author, presents mysteries that can never be fully comprehended by the finite beings. The entrance of sin into the world, the incarnation of Christ, the regeneration, the resurrection, and many other subjects presented in the Bible are mysteries too deep for human mind to explain or even to fully comprehend. But we have no reason to doubt God's Word because we cannot understand the mystery of His providence. So, naghanid ka ng mysteries na grabe kayo ang pag-walk ni Peter, ang pag-buhig niya kay Lazarus, and everything. But still we doubt. And muna siya dapat atong i-remind sa usap na we should learn from the Bible, from the people of the past, from the people of the Bible, na katugani gabi na performance ni Jesus, how much more sa ito ang karoon ng generation. God can still perform those miracles. So, in the natural world, we are constantly surrounded with mysteries that we cannot fathom. Especially nga naman yun ang pagbuntag, bloom din ang bulak, and grabe kaya yung symmetry, nga naman yun na inaanit yun ang design, inaanit yun ang pagkuhan, as in, hindi na ito na ma-explain. Grabe kaya ang mystery ang kalimutan niya, grabe yun na ma-amaze na rin ka yun sa pag-multiply yun sa papadagan ng flower, o sa kanina animal, kanina mga design, we cannot comprehend it. So the very humblest forms of the life present a problem that the wisest of the philosophers is powerless to explain. Not even philosophers, even scientists, hindi nila ma-explain tanan. And even believing theory of evolution, so na ng mga evolution and theories nila makaka, so that to prove the Bible wrong. So everywhere our wonders beyond our ken. So, hindi na ito makaya explain. Should we then be surprised to find that in the spiritual world also, there are mysteries that we cannot fathom? The difficulty lies solely in the weakness and the narrowness of human mind. God has given us the Scriptures sufficient evidence of their divine character, and we are not to doubt His Word because we cannot understand all the mysteries of His providence. So it is always reminded sa tuwa as we learn. Daghan ka question, Lord, sometimes, Lord, sa pagbasa ng mga masagot, but Lord, by faith, help me. With the time na kailangan ako ng promises and more, please help me. By the help of your Holy Spirit, help me to remind me not to doubt your presence. Especially sa tuwa, kung sa work, kung nasa work dali, hindi kita malikay pagkamali ka. Lord, manikamat man ko, but why? But why na naman yung mali? Ganun na ako maging perfect. Nag-claim naman ko sa iyong promises. But, let us remember that those things, ginaalawan sa Ginoo sa to rest our faith in Him. And to prove na we should not doubt His words. The Apostle Peter says that there are in the Scripture things hard to be understood. Di-remind ni Peter na daghan kaayo mga butang sa scripture na lisod nga masabtan, which they that are unlearned are unstable rest unto their own destruction. So, sometimes sa sobragan ka karagong sa pagsalin mo, and then when you rest fully sa imong strength, some of the scholars and even as nila learn, sometimes mawala na sa passing. Say, sobrang sige makabasa Bible, kaya nakabasa niya po. So, mo na siya usahay na dapat we should rest our faith in Him. It's because there are things here na which we cannot understand. It's because those things belongs to God and not belongs to us. So, the difficulties of the scriptures have been urged by skeptics as an argument against the Bible. But so far from this, they constitute a strong evidence of its divine inspiration. It contained no account of God, but that which we could easily comprehend. If His greatness and majesty could be grasped by infinite minds, then the Bible would not bear the unmistakable credentials of divine authority. So, kung ma-explain naman din natin ni tanan ng Bible, masabtan na rin nato, wala na ipulos ang scriptures. It's because equal naman nila sa Ginoo. So, kung saan papag-intervene sa Ginoo, sa ito, palihan naman di ay kag-level sa iya. So, muna siya na, there are things na hindi gina-alaw sa ito, nag-i-alaw sa ito sa Ginoo, na hindi na ito makomprehend so that we should rest fully. Tanan, hindi na kasabot naman ko ani, wala. Mura ginatulungan na ito ang mind sa Ginoo. The Bible unfolds truth with a simplicity and a perfect adaptation to the needs and the longings of the human heart that has astonished and charmed the most highly cultivated minds. Why? It enables the humblest and the uncultured to discern the way of salvation. So, ang scriptures of the Bible, simple lang din na siya, but we cannot fully understand it without i-humble ito atong self, i-open ito atong mind, like those children are willing to learn. And yet, simply stated truth lays hold upon subjects that elevated, so far-reaching, so infinitely beyond the power of human comprehension, that we can accept them only because God has declared them. Thus, the plan of redemption is laid open to us so that every soul may see the steps he is to take in repentance toward God and faith toward our Lord Jesus Christ, in order to be saved in God's appointed way. Yet, beneath this truth, so easily understood, lying mysteries that are the hiding of His glory, mysteries that overpower the mind in its research, yet inspire the sincere seeker for truth with reverence and faith. The more he searches the Bible, the deeper his conviction that it is the Word of living God, and human reason bow before the majesty of divine revelation. So, mo siya dito sa tuwa, we should earnestly seek the Bible. We should humbly ask and ipaupos din natin that we be able to understand and to grasp everything na uusap mo kailangan yun sa Word si Ginoo for that time na pasado nato. And it is promised to us as we learn from Him, He will give us the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that we may be able to grasp kung sa itong kailangan na pag-study. To acknowledge that we cannot fully comprehend the great truths of the Bible is only to admit that finite mind is inadequate to grasp the infinite. So that man, with his limited human knowledge, cannot understand the purposes of the omniscience. So, because they cannot fathom all its mysteries, hindi naman ito makaya ang mga mysteries sa Ginoo, the skeptics and the infidel rejects God's Word. So, nagkakali-explain even sa katong sa plague na nitabo dito sa Moses na natural na kita itong water turn to the blood, natural na kita mag-explain sa science, ang katong nato ito sa locus, nag-explain nila. So, muna na ginabuhat sa mga skeptics is because dili din na makaya ang pagka-mysterious na nahitabo itong mga plagues, but then ginapalikamutan nila sa tao to explain it by human comprehension. And not all who profess to believe the Bible are free from danger on this point. So, bisig kita, dili na siya maligayan na kita po sometimes, basta magpasyon na ito nga, Lord, nag-claim ang bituan, but still, or sometimes na, ang murag na tinuod ito din sa science, no? Or may yung tag-ala nga, like I believe na, let's say, the earth is round, or the earth is flat. So, daga ng mga inana pa, they explain na mo narinig, according to this, nag-inod din nga, so daga na kay theories ang kuhan, hinahimo na nila o pang-conflict nino ng Bible. So, Hebrews 3 verse 12 says, "Take heed, brethren, lest there be any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing the living God." It is right to study closely the teachings of the Bible and to search into the deep things of God, so far as they are revealed in the Scriptures. While the secret things belong unto the Lord our God, those things which are revealed belong unto us. So, more ginagino sa tuwa, we are reminded sa Corinthians nga, there are things that secret and it only belongs to the Lord. Na dapat din natin lang i-research more. It's because ang ato alam na dapat discover is the love of Christ and how can we reflect Him. So, but Satan, but it is Satan's work to pervert the investigative power of the mind, and certain pride is mingled with the consideration of Bible truths, so that men feel impatient and defeated if they can explain every portion of Scripture to their satisfaction. So, tungod kinakita ni Satan, even Satan studied the Bible. So nakita niya na daghan niya research niya, gusto niya i-improve na Ginoo, bagay na ng Ginoo, or Ginoo, wala ng Ginoo. So, ginabutan niya sa panulay, sa tuang, sa uban, o sa miskan, sa tuang, imigil niya, kaya niya explain, nani nila, Ginoo, niya, natural din na siya na, din na siya by divine intervention. So, daghan niya disbelief sa Bible karon. So it is too humiliating to them to acknowledge that they do not understand the inspired words. They are unwilling to wait patiently until God shall see fit to reveal the truth to them. They feel that their unneeded human wisdom is sufficient to enable them to comprehend the Scripture, and failing to do this, they virtually deny its authority. So, according here also, they are not, however, chargeable to God's word, but the man's provision of it. So, God is infinite. In Him are all treasure of wisdom and knowledge. So, muna nang ina-remind din sa tuwa na there are possible things na hindi na tumating without Him. So, God is infinite. In Him all the treasure of wisdom and knowledge. So, muna, pasalamat ko sa Ginoo. It's because He is so infinite. And also, to all eternity, men may be ever searching, ever learning, and yet never exhaust the treasure of wisdom, His goodness, and His power. So, God allows us that we be able to ever searching more from His truth, searching more deeper sa mga promises niya and to claim Him. So God intends that even in this life, the truths of His words shall be ever unfolding to His people. There is only one way in which this knowledge can be obtained. We cannot attain to an understanding of God's word only through the illumination of the Spirit by which the word was given. The things of God knoweth no man. We cannot know it, but the Spirit of God. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God. The Savior promised that to His followers was, when He, the Spirit of truth, is come, He will guide you in all truth. For He shall receive of mine and shall show it to you. So, God desires us to exercise His reasoning powers and the study of the Bible will strengthen and elevate the mind as no other study can. So, kita din na ito na masagtext. Kung saan na ito na pa-explain, kung saan na ito na pagsabot na ito na ma-explain without the Spirit. It says here, Now, without the Spirit of truth, without the Holy Spirit, we cannot grasp, we cannot understand really. Before we study the Scripture, before we claim those promises, we should ask fully to the fullness of the Holy Spirit. Now, with Him, we will able to claim it by faith. Na Lord, I will claim it by faith. Bahalag di karon, bahalag mo answer di karon, bahalag di yes, bahalag wait, bahalag no, Lord, I will continue to hold on this promise just because you have given it to each one of us. So, when we come to the Bible, reason must acknowledge an authority superior to itself, and heart and intellect must bow to the great I am. So, when we start to study our Bible, let us always recognize the great I am, ang Ginoo Diyo. And we should humble ourselves before the Lord so that He will give us and He will pour to each one of us the Holy Spirit to guide us. But without the guidance of the Holy Spirit, we shall be continually liable to rest that the Scriptures or to misinterpret them. So, hindi siya ka-importante ang Holy Spirit. So, many of us still don't know what is the power, what is the gift of the Holy Spirit. That's why we are urged to study more, to ask for it. It's because in these last days, we are still waiting for the outpouring of the latter rain. That's why there are two people that may kabuhan na event. Those who wait and those who don't know na nagapupunan the latter rain. That's why it is very important for us to ask always. Muna siya nga started 2010. At ang revival ng 7-7 prayer, grabe ang pagsugod na hantod karon 2019 na ang pag-ask fully sa Holy Spirit. Pero nalaman natin na when we search our hearts, kung pasaluan na lang ta, like sa ibuhat sa mga apostol sa ilang panahon, the day of Pentecost, wala kayo years ilang pagmulat sa pagbubog sa former rain. It took 10 days only. It took 10 days na na-receive nila ang fullness sa Holy Spirit. Why not kita? Pinagkakaroon sa tupakan 9 years of asking, 9 years of praying 7-7-7. That's why we are urged from the General Conference down here sa our local that we should ask the fullness of the baptism of the Holy Spirit. So, those who look to the Scriptures to find the discrepancies have that spiritual insight. With distorted vision, they will see many causes for doubt and unbelief in these things that are really plain and simple. So, kita mo sa Bible na pagkita ng tubig. Kaya nga luhoy ka. Sa ako araw na siya ma-backfire. So, the teaching and restriction of God's Word are not broadcast to the proud. So dito, ang teaching sa Ginoo and restrictions of God's Word are not welcome to the people who are proud, sin-loving heart, and those who are not unwilling to obey its requirements are ready to doubt its authority. So when we come studying our words, let us always remember na, Lord, pag-study na ko karon, napabay wala na pasayungas na lakaw na daw, napabay pride sa kasing-kasing, napabay fear. So Lord, help me na makas na ko kanan, na matabangan ko din mo sa pag-study na ko sa word, na dili na ko magtuwa-tuwa o claim ang mga promises. Help me. That's why we are encouraged na when we study God's words, lay everything first. Na i-turn off na to, i-silent mode na to, i-airplane mode na to, ato ang cellphones para dili na ma-conscious ba pag study mo, okay, pag study mo, hindi naman siya, nakalimot na po ka. Or sometimes, dahil emergency call. So, when we commit that special moment together with God, let us remember, we should put it in reverence. So, tanan ng mga ma-distract na mga butang, let us put it into silence so that we will be able to grasp with the help of the Holy Spirit that para hindi ka mag-doubt sa iyang words. So, there is an evidence that is open to all to the most highly educated, the most illiterate, the evidence of experience. So, daghan na kayo experience siya. Experience sa kinabuhi. And God invites us to prove for ourselves the reality of His words, the truth of His promises. He bid us, taste and see that the Lord is good. Psalms 34 verse 8. Kapag kayo na promise, taste and see that the Lord is good. Instead of depending upon the word of another, instead na magsalita sa tuwang mga friends, especially kung naka-problema, "Uy friend, nalulong problema pa ron." Kuan. Instead of, ato ka sa tuwang kasi, open lagi, kailangan maging nato magpagawa sa tuwang family, sa tuwang parents, sa tuwang family itself, or even sa tuwang best friend. But God did us na we should depend on Him. Kung usa man ang problema, kung usa man ang kinahanglan, i-depend natin sa Him and trust. It is because He is working in us. So, we are to taste for ourselves. He declares, ask, and ye shall receive. John 16:24. His promises will be fulfilled. They have never failed. They never can fail. As we draw near to Jesus and rejoice in the fullness of His love, our doubts and darkness will disappear in the light of His presence. Muna siya, na as we come, as we can by faith, na bahala, murag imposible lagi sa imuha, in our weaknesses, ang strength sa Ginoo dako para sa tuwa. Diba? That's why, ask and yun, and then, claim sa promises sa Ginoo, and then, rejoice. It's because sa kadugay na itong mga panahon, kung magtalaw pa sa ito ang mga pagsulay, 5 years before, naghan siguro tayo duman na grabe kakapain. But still, nakasurvive na karoon 2019. Di ba? And expected, karoon na year. Karoon na po na pag-o mo man. Expected na karoon na year, naghanap na tagmagan. But remember, ang experiences na tumuingon na, God is with us always. His promises are true. His promises will never fail us. So, He can testify, according to Apostle Paul, I needed help and I found it in Jesus. Every want was supplied, the hunger of my soul was satisfied, and now the Bible is to me the revelation of Jesus Christ. So, question sa ko do you ask why I believe in Jesus? Ginapakutan na naman nga naman ako nagpupo sa Ginoo? Because He is to me a divine Savior. Why do I believe the Bible? Because I found it to be the voice of God to my soul. We may have the witnesses in ourselves that the Bible is true, that Christ is the Son of God. We know that we aren't following cunningly devised fables. So, Peter exhort in 2 Peter 3:18, grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. When the people of God are growing in grace, they will constantly obtain a clear understanding of His Word. So by faith, we may look to the hereafter and grasp the pledge of God for our growth of intellect, the human faculties uniting with the divine, and every power of the soul being brought into direct contact with the source of life. That's why it is important for us, as we claim, as we watch, as we pray, God, divine intervention is always there, but it always needed also a human effort for us. So, we may rejoice that all which has perplexed us in the providence of God will be then we made plain things and hard to understand, will find an explanation. So, in last text today, 1 Corinthians 13:12, now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face, now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. So there are things in our lives right now na hindi na ma-explain karon. Nga naman yung tarong sa kuha, nga nag-isip ko sa mga trabaho, nga nag-isip ko sa mga finances. But those things na nahita ko sa kuha has its purpose for us to grow, para mawala ng doubt, para makas ng patong doubt, makas ng patong fears, especially in these last days, naghahan na yung nakita mo sa tuwa. blessed and educated. It's because we are not restricted sa sweldo. Di ba, karon? Ano na to? America is experiencing global nation shutdown, government shutdown. Di ba? I-news yun na nag-shutdown ni Donald Trump, ni President Donald Trump ang ilahang government. Hindi pa ka-release yung sweldo. And still, i-open niya na director, and still, i-close na po niya this February 2. I-close na po niya. And then they are required, they are now required until October 1, 2020 to be itong national ID nila na kung dili yun ka ato magkuha na ID, dili ka magkuha atong ID, you will be restricted sa dili na ka maka-drive. Okay, muna to siya bagong driver's license, dili na ka maka-book of domestic flights, dili na ka dili na nila owner ang uban na ID, katulang yung national ID. So, prophecies are now fast fulfilling. And still, there are still doubts in our hearts. There is still fear in our hearts na wala pa ito sa Ginoo. And even in my ministry, grabe po kayo muhumong ang panulay na, wala na yun ni, or hindi mo na kaya. But still, God's promises are true. God's promises are so great. And parang living word din siya. Especially, this also encourage for us as to live these last days. We are encouraged to draw closer to the Lord, especially asking for the fullness of the Holy Spirit. It's because without the Holy Spirit, atong effort, wala kita siya. Bis ka nung sa na ito, Revelation Seminar, bis ka nung sa ito, outreach sa Gawas, bis ka nung sa na ito, pag-hope impact, in the first place, kung wala pa na siya sa tuwa. If wala pa impact sa itong life, it is impossible for us also to reach to our sa ubang na tao. And I hope and I pray that we may be able to continually read and ask the Lord to the fullness of the Holy Spirit na i-guide kita na those doubts and fears sa ato kasing-kasing mawala na yun. And always remember na yun, isa sa mga dapat pwede na lumahaton na mawala ng doubts is to have a journal or have a jar of praises or tanan na nakita po sa imo anak na adlaw imong isulat para every time na maabot na po ka sa imong temptasyon sa imong pagsulay, tanaw din yung libro o notebook or tanaw din mo ang jar na answered prayer jar na wow, na-answer mo ito sa Ginoo, how much more kanina mga pagsulay karon. So, we are also encouraged to make way na mabigyan nila ito ang pagtubok sa doubts o pagtubok sa fears sa itong kasing-kasing. And that will be my prayer. Happy Sabbath.